Park or job employment regarding the IT sector in Belagavi. Me and my dad were having the same discussion a few weeks ago, and that is when we decided to approach Priyank sir regarding a memorandum with the rest of you all, to invite the rest of you all and go to the Suvarna Saudha and submit a memorandum for the same. And when we had the chance to discuss with him about the same thing, he first asked me what is the memorandum about and why there is a need for an IT park or IT industry in Belagavi. And like any other person, I asked him and I explained to him that Belagavi has been kind of an incubator for IT professionals who have been studying from Bangalore or neighboring places, but based in Belgaum, and then they go out of Belgaum because of a lack of opportunity here. And there is a lot of skill set in Belagavi, but there is not enough opportunity. And when he heard this, he was the one who said that just submitting a memorandum is not an enough option. So the event held here today is probably started by Mr. Sait, but the reason we are here today is because of our minister, sir. So it is entirely his effort and his idea to have a one-on-one discussion with like-minded people and take this ahead. For which, sir, I really thank you for being here, and I applaud you, and I hope the same from a lot of members of the government as well. Before we move on, I know there is a lot of optimism, a lot of hope, but there is also a bit of skepticism as well. And the reason for that is because we from Belagavi have been trying a lot from over the past years to set up something in IT, and unfortunately, for various reasons, that has not been possible. But since today has been such a lovely opportunity for all of us, let's move ahead with a lot of optimism and ask Sir, discuss with Sir and the rest of the team about whatever you're feeling. Just a few guidelines. Try and keep the questions or your discussions regarding Belagavi itself. And also, before asking a question, please try and introduce yourselves with your designation and then go ahead. Before starting with the discussion, I would like Mr. Asif Sait to please felicitate Shri Priyank kharge. I would like to ask Sait sir to please felicitate Mr. Sharan sir. Sharan sir also happens to be the chairman for Q&A system also. And I would like Sait sir to please welcome Shri Ganesh hukkeri as well. I hope the mics are placed in the audience. Yes, sir. So before opening up the floor, I would like to ask Sharan sir to please set up a few words. Thank you.
Honorable Minister for IT, Panchayat Raj, Shri Priyank Kharge sir, Honorable MLA Raju Seth sir, my dear friend Ganesh hukkeri sir, and all the friends of the IT fraternity who are gathered over here. First of all, let me say it's such a pleasure and honor to be here. And also, I think with the word skepticism as well, a year later we are here again. So, one thing which the government has been trying to do quite aggressively is try to grow the growth story of Karnataka beyond Bangalore. So we want to make sure that the regional parity, the growth story of Karnataka is not just limited to Bangalore, that we can talk about the kind of talent which we have, the kind of resources which we have, and the kind of development which we have to take them to areas beyond Bangalore as well. So some of the focus cities which we had in this context were of course primarily Mysore, Mangalore, the whole Hubli, Belagavi, Dharwad area, and Kalburgi, to make sure that regionally we cover divisions. It could be the coastal area, it could be Mangalore, it could be the Kittur Karnataka part or the Kalyan Karnataka region. We wanted to make sure we have growth centers everywhere. And very ambitiously, the government has, in this year, set up a program called LEAP, which is the Local Economy Accelerator Program, where we want to make sure that we can pick up centers which are beyond Bangalore and do specific economic acceleration plans for these areas. One of the other agendas which we set forward in this budget was that we want to create global technology centers, GTCs, in Mangalore and in Belagavi. In Mangalore, we were able to push through. From Curix, we were supposed to set up a global technology center in Mangalore in the Beyond Bangalore initiative, and we were able to successfully find a parcel of land, get the transaction completed, and I think the tender is due to be opened on the 29th of this month for a PPP project to set up about 5 lakh square feet of a grade A facility in Mangalore. A similar discussion was had with respect to Belgaum as well, and we were trying to identify parcels of lands, good parcels of land inside the heart of Belagavi. Of course, the idea is that there are big parcels of lands, huge tracts of land which are available, let's say one circle beyond Bangalore or beyond Belgaum if you go beyond BTU. But the idea was always to find some suitable parcel of land inside the core of the city so that companies could first set up over here and then grow beyond. I think a good number of our partners from Betka and other organizations have been continuously in touch with KDM, and we've been trying to acquire these lands as well. And we also know that there are about 20-25 companies so far who have come forward from just the Belgaum region to put their hands into the race and say, we are ready to pick up a parcel of land, we are ready to invest over here. And I think the number of job creation which was mentioned as well, if I'm not wrong, in the KDM report, there were about 1,600 high-tech jobs which are going to be created by these 20 companies which have pledged their growth story to Belgaum. So, with respect to whatever shortfalls which we've had, with respect to whatever deficiency which we had in trying to implement this growth story in Belgaum, I think with the presence of the Honorable Minister and the buy-in from the MLA present over here, we will be able to drive the story more aggressively, because somewhere I think pushing Belgaum and making sure that Belgaum is successful is going to be in the best interest of Karnataka, and the kind of talent which is here and some of the companies which we interacted with when we were present over here as well. It's not BPO, back-end, service-related work which is happening over here. There's a very good amount of cutting-edge innovation and research happening over here, especially with the presence of a large number of educational institutions, and educational institutions which are very well placed. BTU is placed out of here. KLE, of course, everybody knows, and there are plenty of educational institutions and engineering colleges from where talent can come out in a big way. I think last time we inaugurated some of the centers of big companies like Tesol over here in Belgaum as well. So GCCs are also coming and starting to make their presence be felt in the Belgaum area. So we want to, of course, take the story forward. We want to take the story forward in a better way. So with this context, I think the space is open as to how the government can cooperate with industry to make this story a successful story. Multiple, of course, this has always been paddy and sugar has been something which has been happening in a very big way. And innovation is not just limited to, let's say, technology and IT, but even agri-tech, it could be biotech, health sciences. All of these are sectors and areas where the government is looking to put in its emphasis and create its growth story. So we're looking forward to an open, constructive dialogue over here. I don't think there are any formalities. I think if there's anything to be laid out about the discussion, that will be laid out. But this is the vision the government has got. And the vision is to make sure that we can make these 15-minute cities, these signal-free cities, these cities where you can have your family close to you, where remote working has opened up a whole new potential for growth. So we want to make sure that these cities can be our next level of, or our next trajectory in growth. I think one interesting factor is if the GDP of the state has to grow, each district has to contribute a certain delta more than what it is already contributing. So if we look at the GSTP of Karnataka as a state, Bangalore as a city possibly contributes 35 to 40% of the entire GSDP of the state. All the other districts put together are contributing another 60%. Typically, the contribution of a district is around 2 to 4% of the state's GSDP. Some of the better performing districts are maybe Mangalore and Mysore. But if you look at some peri-urban districts in around Bangalore itself, their contribution is not very big. But by doing small interventions, we hope that the GSDP of each district can go up, thereby taking the whole GSDP of the state up. So this is the idea, and this is the platform, and this is the context in which we are meeting over here. Thank you so much for inviting me to this program and giving me an opportunity to talk to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Without wasting much time, let's go ahead with the discussion. Like I said, it's a very informal discussion, but please keep it as much as possible localized to Belgaum. And please state your name and designation before you go ahead with the question, and try not to have any rebuttals, please. Thank you. The floor is open.
Hello, sir. My name is Amay Kadle. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, thanks for mentioning about Betcam, and you're kind enough to visit Belgaum and spend a whole day with us looking at different parcels of land. A lot of development happening in Brazil. Yeah. Thank you so for a visit to Belgaum and spending the whole day with us. And we had a lot of fruitful discussions. We met the entire team of Betcam during your visit. And we're also proud to know that you're the alumni of VTU and you spent time with VTU also that day, I remember. Sir has been very kind enough, every time I've met, he has made positive this thing about Belgaum. And we really appreciate Raju Sait sir for taking this initiative. Betcam, when we started this association, we didn't know that so many technology companies in Belgaum. We started a small way. Today we know we have more than 60 companies who are working to technology. We were ourselves surprised when we started this association. So Betcam, vision of it, Betcam is, nobody's interested in a piece of land, there's nothing, nobody's interested in that sort of a. They really want to work for the development of the city. We have made a small representation of what could be done. We are open to work with the government in a positive way. I give it to Hitesh, he would make that explanation.
Hello, thank you, Mr. Sir, for having us. Thank you, sir, for listening to us again. I think I'm going to be repeating a little bit because maybe I think Sharat sir has been in touch with us for a while, but I'll just be brief and perhaps update probably everyone and you and MLA sir here. We have multiple, Betcam is by the way short for the Belagavi Technology Company Association. We are a bunch of 60 plus companies, a mix of private limited and proprietorship concerns in Belgaum. We all operate with Belgaum as our headquarters. We all together employ about 1,000 people collectively. And as of this financial year, which ended in 25, we put together to about 800 crores of revenue. Yes, it's actually for you. So one document is actually a list of things that we've been talking with Sharat sir also for a while, but this is for your perusal. We also have what we think is the right way to do an IT park here, right? We are not looking for a very large, hundreds of acres of land to be made, right? In fact, there are about 15 or so companies that have been brewing here for about 12 years or so, right? We are working out of here and have grown. Even these companies are looking to expand further, and if an IT park comes up, we would like to cement everything here. In fact, there are a few companies who are split in operations between Belgaum and Bangalore and are looking to bring that Bangalore part also back to Belgaum. So this is what we think will work. I don't want to go into what has not worked in the past and what has not happened. But I think at an open forum, this is what I have to present to you. But if you would ever want to talk more, I think between the departments, if you talk about, there is a lot of things that you can get updated about also. Yes, I mean, we are not looking for something major. We are looking for a combination of things. A co-working space that existed but had to close for certain reasons. If that could come back up, helps a lot of people. In fact, two companies that are right now asking for a spot in the park actually graduated out of that co-working space that was working, right? So it goes to tell you that there is a need for everything, right? There's not just a need for just an IT park. There's a need for co-working spaces. There is a need for a park also, and there is, of course, a different need if you want to bring companies like GCCs here, right? Their needs are different. I'm talking about what the needs of people already here are. We can probably talk more in case how we want to take this further, but I think that's for now. Thank you so much for taking my question.
I think I'll quickly quip in before the Minister will, round up and wrap up everybody's discussions. Yes, with Betka we had a very fruitful discussion, but I think we have to admit where we've stumbled, where we've not been able to deliver. We've not been able to deliver for what we expected. I think the discussions with KDM and Betka had been very fruitful. We'd identified a certain parcel of land, something which we wanted to start off with as well, but for various complications and various reasons, we weren't able to go ahead with that. So which is why I think we are now reframing how we want to take this story forward, which is why I think always having a local buy-in into whatever project which we're doing works best. And since the Honorable MLA himself is now anchoring this, to get a local buy-in I think will be so much better for us. The point was completely clear. I think we all realize, and the earnesty with which the Belagavi companies have spoken to us, we know. There is no land grab, there is no person who wants to come and sit and squat on some land. That's very clear. We do realize that everybody in the Betka wants to straight away start their project. And of course, now we will try to push this forward as fast as possible.
I also would like everyone to know that language is not a barrier. It can be conveyed in English, Hindi, Kannada, Marathi, or anything. Yeah, the gentleman behind
Just
please.
1 second. I'll respond on the go.
Yes, sir.
So
Whatever
that
you
it's
feel
easier
like.
for everyone and they don't have to repeat.
Right, sir.
ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ IT, BT and ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಿಯೋನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಸಕರಾದಂಥ ಆಸಿಫ್ ಸೇಠ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಗಣೇಶ್ ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಸಾಕಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಮತ್ತೀಗ ಊಟದ ಸಮಯ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಖಾಲಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಕೇಳೋದಂತೂ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನನಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಏನಾದರೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಸಲಹೆ, ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಅಥವಾ ತಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಏನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕಂಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಈಸ್ ಅಗ್ರೀಡ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿತ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೌ Mr. Sharath mentioned, the government is very, very interested in ensuring and decongesting Bangalore. The idea is just not about traffic, but it's also about talent. Earlier, what we would do is we would look, talent would migrate where investments are. But Karnataka's talent is so good that we can actually take investment to where talent is. That is the reason why we have come up with the LEAP program, that is the Local Economic Acceleration Program. 3 important things that stand out is, it has to be local, it has to be economically viable, if so, it has to be accelerated. It should not be a 2047 Viksit Bharat program, it should be a 2027 program. It has to be something that is quick, that ensures the ecosystem is stimulated, it ensures that the ecosystem is accelerated. So coming to what Betka is suggesting, I think like the QNX chairman said, we all owe you an apology. Because to be honest, in the LEAP program we are considering it a cluster-based unit. So Manipal, Udupi, Mangaluru is one cluster. And the beauty of this program is that we are catering to the advantage of the demography of that area. So if I want to do an ocean farming policy or a marine aquaculture or a marine biotech center of excellence, I cannot do it in Belagavi. I have to do it in that region. So we are identifying each and every cluster strength. So Mysore has its own cluster strength of electronics manufacturing. We are considering Belagavi, Hubli and Dharwad as a cluster. Belagavi has a good manufacturing cluster also. It has great potential in micro-component manufacturing. Of course, the ecosystem is already in place here. Dharwad has its strength. But what Hubli, Belagavi and Dharwad together have is the talent pool. There is a huge depth of talent over here. So we are trying to identify each and every cluster's strengths. So that is why, if you have noticed, in November, on November 17th or 18th, we had the IIIT Dharwad and the IIT Dharwad, we gave them projects on AI and quantum. 5 years back or 10 years back, if I would come here and tell that ನಾವು ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಧಾರವಾಡನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರೂ ನಂಬ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನೌ ದ ಎಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್. ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡೂ a quantum project in IIIT Dharwad and AI project in IIT Dharwad, I am sure that we can definitely do what Betka wants us to do. And I would like to assure you on behalf of the department and my personal assurance that we will ensure that it gets done before March or by March. My only request, we have the Buddha Commissioner also here. Sir, David ನಮ್ಮ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಐ ಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಏನಿದೆ 20 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ದೂರ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೆಟ್ಕಾ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಎಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಲಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಮಂಗಳೂರು, similar to what we are creating in Kalburgi, we will also do it in Bengaluru as well. Sorry, in Belagavi as well. So, a small parcel of land, we will help you build infrastructure, a co-working space, an incubator and an accelerator. And probably if we are able, I think we should be able to get a buy-in even from the skill department. We will also set up a small skilling center for emerging technologies, based on what is the requirement with respect to the educational private and the government educational institutions that are here. So ನೀವೇನು ಇದು ಕೋವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರೇಟರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಸರ್, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಇಟ್ ಡನ್. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಆನರಬಲ್ MLA's blessings to find a piece of land, because I have already identified in VTU there is some land. If that is okay, we will try to get from there. If it's too far, then probably आप भी कुछ डोनेट कर लो जी. If there is some land you have, आप ही का नाम रख देंगे. So be rest assured that we will interact a little more closely and we will ensure that it is done. So a co-working space, an accelerator, a startup accelerator, along with your possibility of a skill center for emerging technologies. We will give that. There is no dearth of money. The LEAP program has 1,000 crores in it. No state has this kind of fund availability to push emerging technologies beyond their metros and cosmos. So be rest assured it will be done. So yes.
Thank you. The gentleman there in the back, he had a question.
ನೋಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಜಾಗ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬುಡ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್, ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಿ, ಜಾಗ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಬೆಟ್ಕ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಸರ್ವೆ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಟು ಅಸ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್. And my request with Betka is, do you have a MOU signed with us with KITS or KIDM or anybody? Why? Yeah, you can do it tomorrow if you want. MOU must be decided because they are a not-for-profit, a Section 8 company. Yeah, let's tie up and let's ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ನೀವೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನನಗೇನು ಹೇಳಬೇಡಿ. No. You're the industry experts. No, please have a seat. Have a seat. No, yeah, sorry.
I'm just saying that I was going to mention that we are a Section 8 company. So whatever you want us to do on ground, we are happy to do it.
No, even you're not for profit, even I'm not for profit. So we can definitely do it. And since you're the only one, we can have a MOU signed up. We have it with the things with ecosystems in Mangaluru and other places. We will be more than happy to do that. In fact, Krishi Kalpa also we signed up in Kalburgi as well to drive agri-tech accelerator. If I may suggest, if you can put up a blueprint for me. All you need to do is say, Priyank, this is what we want to do. These are the companies that are available. These are the technologies. These are the skill sets that are available. And these are the sector focus and vertical focus I think Belagavi should focus on. We will evaluate together. We'll get it done. Sure. Thank you. And next.
Good afternoon, sir. So my name is Yash. I'm from second year. I'm studying computer science in KLS Gopte Institute of Technology. Sir, first of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity and for setting an IT park in Belagavi.
Trying to.
Sir, I'm assured, sir, you will do it, sir. So I wanted to ask, right now we students are like planning to open our own startups and work on cutting edge technologies. I wanted to ask how this IT park will help student startups which are like they have just started.
IT parks will not help students. It will help businesses. What will help you is our business incubator program. Which college did you say you are in?
KLS Gopte Institute of Technology.
KLS. Okay. So we are. So
KLS.
KLS. So we will. KLS. So we have identified. We have a program called the Business Incubation Program, the TBA incubators, where we identify colleges outside Bengaluru, not within Bengaluru, and we provide them up to 10 crores over 5 years to help students nurture their plans, their products, solutions, or services perhaps. So let's say you have taken up a project now in your second year, and if the project is good enough, we give you mentorship and everything. If the project is good enough, and if that product, that service, or that solution is actually solving a real life problem, and it has a business potential, we also help you with making that commercially viable. So the Business Incubator Program or the New Age Incubation Network that is run by the Department of ITBT will help you, not the IT park. But what would help you is an accelerator program when we put it up in the IT, in the what we are talking with Betka. Probably Betka can come up with a solution with probably a framework for students along with the Indus entrepreneurs and the department to see how we can help students come up with their own ideas, their own startups. So because it's not easy to run a startup. So I think that is what will help the students here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The gentleman behind, please. You, ma'am, please go ahead.
Good afternoon to everybody. I am Professor Neeta Gangredi, the principal of Bhartesh Degree College. My question to you is, sir, it's a very nice initiative of establishing an IT park. How does the government plan to integrate students from non-technical background, that is the local colleges in Belagavi, such as arts, commerce, science, into ITBT ecosystem, maybe through skill mapping or curriculum enrichment or industry exposure?
So that depends on the student's interest. So let's say you are BSc students, pure science,
Yes.
Math is your subject. You want to be a data analyst, or you want to get into data analytics for number crunching into some for a banking financial sector part of it. So we have something called the Nipuna program, which is India's biggest upskilling and reskilling program. Now technology is across sectors. It's not limited to BSc, MSc, BT or anything. Even people who are studying in your Bagalkot horticulture are reskilling themselves. People who are studying in Shimoga University of Agriculture Sciences are reskilling themselves with tech, because now everything is tech enabled, tech friendly. So the Nipuna program is industry driven. So they are giving us a curriculum. They are telling us, look, we need people in financial sector, we need people in biotech, we need people in bioengineering, biogenetics, artificial intelligence, space tech, manufacturing, including dropouts. We are helping, Karnataka government is also helping people who have dropped out, 10th pass, 12th pass, getting them into manufacturing, getting them into precision manufacturing through GTTVs in Belagavi as well. ITI is in Belagavi as well. So the Nipuna program, I think, is well placed to address what you are looking for. So as a professor or as a head of the institute, I would strongly recommend that you look into what our skill department is doing, look into what the Nipuna program is, so that you can guide students to enroll for that. Because the nowhere in India the course fees 50% is paid by the government, 50% is paid by the corporate using their corporate development fund or CSR. This is a 300 crore program run by the government of Karnataka on scale successfully.
Okay, I'll get back to the same thing. Thank you so much.
But what I would also request Sait Saab is, probably in January or February, if you can have, like she rightly pointed out, a skill mapping thing with the institute. If you can call all the institutes, private, government, VTU, everybody, along with BETCA, KEDEM, us and the skill department, we will be able to exactly plan out a blueprint for the Belagavi students on what they want to do. नहीं आप बताइए जनवरी फरवरी कभी भी आ जाना.
A very good afternoon to everybody. I'm Dr. Pratigna Ajwan. I'm faculty from Bhartish Institute of Technology. I'm also involved in a startup. So my question to you is, first of all, congratulations on Elevate and other programs that facilitate academicians to come up into an ecosystem of startup. So yeah, with this petition of getting a ecosystem for accelerator and a co-working space, it would be great if we could get initiatives like Elevate back to Belagavi as well, where it's difficult for us every time to travel to Bangalore to pitch in our ideas. And this space...
But you can do it even on OVC.
We can do it, but a physical interaction along is a better thing. So this space will help North Karnataka entrepreneurs to be on this platform of this startup ecosystem. So it's thank you for saying that by March we'll be having our own, Belagavians will have the ecosystem for coexisting workspace.
We'll start building by March.
Yes, at least
the ecosystem.
We have that assurance from you. Thank you for that. We are looking forward, and hopefully soon we'll have the other programs coming in to Belagavi.
So, to your point, Doctor, out of the 1,700 startups that registered with our Elevate program, for those of you who don't know, Elevate is India's most well-oiled, best program for startups. We give grants without taking a stake in the company, without taking any kind of stake in the company, up to 15 lakhs, no equity. No equity we take. And we have funded more than 1,800 companies from the government of Karnataka till date. No state government in the world has done as much as we have done for startups. And just this round of Elevate, we opened it up for 15 or 20 days. We had 1,700 startups register with this, out of which 450 startups, doctor, were from beyond Bengaluru. And 28% of them were women entrepreneurs like yourself. That is very heartening to know. And to know that 32% were into deep tech. Now, while I'd love to do Elevate across the state, but the 450 companies are so scattered across Karnataka, it becomes difficult for government to go everywhere. So we centralize everything in Bengaluru because if you have pitched in Elevate, you know, neither Mr. Sharad sits in it, neither Mr. Sait sits in it, nor do I sit in it. Professionals sit in it. Professionals sit and evaluate your business plan. Professionals sit and evaluate your pitch decks. Professionals sit and tell you what to do. So it's also difficult for them to go everywhere. But I am 100% sure that in the coming years, the ecosystem will be so good that all these investors, the VCs, will be coming to